want to make sure you can hear me. And I am Kim, the Crafty Nomad, and you guys know they call me that because I am all over the place when it comes to my crafting. I am a knitter, I am a crocheter, I am a weaver. Let's see, what else? Everything that I do, everything that I try, I've learned on my own. Very few formal classes, but I think that might change soon. I think I'm gonna try to hone my skills and take some actual formal classes so I can fill in the blanks. But anyway, I do it all, and I am a bag maker. As most of you all know, that is my business, and also a newbie designer and a writer, by the way. So all kinds of things going on that I am just dreams I'm going for, guys. And so, anyway, welcome to the show. I just gave you like a 2 minute, a 2 second biography of me and what I'm all about. But I'm so grateful that you are here. Thank you if you are one of my new visitors. I hope that you sit and stay a while. If you see something that you enjoy, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And not only that, or my channel, because it's really just me. Uh, Hit the notification bell, the solid notification bell, so that you will get a ding ding on your phone every time I upload a new video. And I promise you, it's pretty much once a week. But like this weekend, there was a lot going on, so sometimes you get more than one in a week. But anyway, let's see, for everybody who's been with me from the beginning, thank you so much for supporting me and watching my videos and hanging out with me and coming to my lives. Shout out to the Live at Lunch crew that shows up on Fridays with me on my lunch break, and we always have a good time. So today I don't actually have a lot of variety of things, but I figure I had enough to talk about, so I'm coming on. Actually, I was watching Stephanie's, I think it's called Stephanie's Crochet Creations, and I was watching her, and she was like, well, I didn't have a lot, but I'm just going to show you what I have, and it actually reminded me that I had switched to Sundays for my days to release my videos because of the change in where I can sit and where I can't sit and that kind of thing. And I also realized that my husband took my son to a birthday party so that no one's here, so I can actually record and not worry about any background noise. So here we go. I have some whips to show you guys. I have some finishes to show you guys. I have some acquisitions to show you guys, and yeah, that's it. I think that's everything. So you guys, if you follow me and the show that I do with Chris called Hook and Stitch Live with Kim and Chris, we recorded on Friday. I will try to learn how to put like a card either here or here so that you can click on that video and go watch the replay. When we were on yesterday morning, we had so many friends out to hang out with us, and I will tell you that our show has a format, so it's not a hard replay to watch, so go and check it out. Let's see what else. Yes, so if you did already watch that, if you participated and you were on the live, there's some of my things I'm going to show you, you have already seen. Some people just do not watch lives, and I understand that because for me, they are, sorry guys, my eyes are bothering me here. They are a little bit challenging to watch sometimes. It's better if you can be there, but some people do still have some very enjoyable replays. So I'm going to show you some of the things I already showed, and on those live shows, and then we'll go from there. Last time I recorded, I did let you guys know that I had a giveaway going, and it was going on my Facebook group. and I was able to draw a winner. And yeah, hold on one second. I'll be right back. Forgot to tell you that Karen Bombara won the giveaway, and it was announced on Facebook. Uh-oh, you guys are shaking. Sorry, phone shaking. I got it on this really funky stand that my husband found at the dollar store. I'll show it to you. And it wasn't. So we have a Dollar Tree, and we also have the 99-cent store. And this came from the 99-cent store, but it was $2.99. And it's this funky little stand, and it's like bendable, and that's what I have the phone on right now, so you might shake. But anyway, here we go, guys. Starting out with my whips. Now, when I showed this the other day, I actually had not done a lot on them. I actually hadn't done anything on them, but I'm getting back to them, and these are my Christmas socks. And I am making, and I actually shared these on the Hook and Stitch Live. I got this suggestion and this recommendation from Lori Gray, and these are so cool. They are stitch stoppers, colorful stitch stoppers, and you can get them on Amazon. And but yeah, that's what I'm using to keep everything where it needs to be. But this is my sock. And I am really, 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 really close to finishing. I think I am about ready to start decreasing for the toe, but I cannot find my sock ruler, so I'm kind of like measuring it up against my foot to make sure that I'm ready. But I really do think that I am ready to start to do the decreasing. And I've been following a tutorial. I followed a tutorial on YouTube, here on YouTube, to figure out how to make the entire sock on my 9-inch circs. So normally, I love making socks with 9-inch circs. Normally what I would do is by the time I get to the heel, I would do a heel flap and gusset, and I would use DPNs for that part, and then put everything back onto my 9-inch. But there's a tutorial on YouTube by someone who did the entire sock on the 9-inch circs. So I'm following that, and I will link it in the description box below, so if you wanted to try it. But I have had the most success. I Magic Loop, I think if I hadn't discovered 9-inch, I would have continued doing Magic Loop, and I would have perfected it. But once I found the 9-inch circulars where I could just go in a circle and just keep knitting, I was good with that. And but the issue is, it's almost always one side where I get a little hole. Now this side is perfect, right? Where you start making the heel. That side you don't have a hole. But when I turn it around, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew that thing up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna even worry about it. But I do have a little hole. It's not that bad. You can't barely even see where my finger is. So, but it's just not the best right there. I want to get better. I think that's pretty good for a first shot. But anyway, I'm about ready to decrease for the toe. I think maybe a few more rounds, but I think I'm almost ready for that. I have a fairly large foot, so they're going to be just some ankle socks. And yeah, I'm very excited that I am moving forward with these socks. Now I am keeping them in my bag that I made. This was a design idea I came up with. It wasn't that popular. I think I didn't sell many of these, but I sold one or two. And these are, and so what I did was I put some of that chalkboard fabric on here where you could write exactly what you're doing. And basically, I think you use either soap and water or whatever to get that off. And when you have another project, because I had something else in here, I think at some point, or another one I did it where I erased it off. But anyway, these are my Christmas socks. And you see that data when I started them, 2016, guys. And the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners, and the colorway is Holly Berry. And that's what's so cool about the bag, is that all the details are there. I didn't put a pattern because it's just a vanilla sock, and the tutorial I'm following, it's a patterned sock, but I'm really only following it for this part, and the toe decreases, and that's it. So The beauty of it is the yarn is doing all the work. I am just knitting. The patterning is because the yarn was dyed that way. West Yorkshire spinners. I believe this is either 80/20 superwash wool slash nylon kind of blend, and this company is out of England, and I ordered it long ago, but I love the colorway so much, and I wanted to make Christmas socks for myself out of it, and it's taken me forever. But that is that for that. Next whip, I will show you. Well, it's pretty much being kept in another bag that I made from some beautiful fabric that I found in downtown LA on the bargain section. It's a beautiful canvas, very 70s vibe. I like to bling out my bags a little bit, so I put that little shaker charm on there. And yeah, this is the bag, and I just lined it with muslin. But the sweater is right next to me because I am almost finished with the ball of yarn. I am using, I didn't bring the pattern over here because I just was like, let me record before they get home. But this is the Lady Kina sweater, and I will link it down below. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's basically a cardigan with one button here. And I am using Lion Brand, Lord have mercy. I can't remember right this second. Oh, wait. I don't have to remember. Lion Brand Heartland in the colorway Glacier Bay. Yay, I had a tag. And this is the colorway Glacier Bay. I am probably 4 to 5 balls in, maybe 4 balls in on this, maybe 4, maybe 3 actually. And let me see. And I'm using the stoppers on here as well because I love them. Thank you, Lori. These are great. And I have a lot of like odd ends that I'm going to actually take care of some of these ends tonight that I can weave in so that I won't be they're bothering me when I'm knitting. But see if I can hold it up. I have put I've put at least probably 2 inches on it since last you saw it. It's just like you got to figure out how to hold it so that you can see that it is a sweater, and it's still not great, but this is it. Woo! Whoa. Sorry. Okay. I almost knocked it over because I got the headphones on and the sweater landed on it. But that is the sweater. And it's just stockinette stitch for the most part with some garter stitch edging on the sleeves and around the collar and down the side of the sweater. And so, yep, it's coming along. I have been back into the knitting. So I am almost finished with the ball. I mean, I guess I hardly have any, but I got about that much left on that ball, and I have to pull out another one. So that is that sweater. And let me go ahead before I make a huge mess and go ahead and put it back in the bag where it continues to live. And this bag is like a really good size for a sweater because, I mean, right now it just pretty much got the sweater in it, but I could put the next ball or 2 of yarn in here as well. So, and I put this little thing on it because I wanted to make a strap for it, and of course I didn't make a strap for my own bag, though I make straps for all the bags that I put in my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. Next whip, which is going to lead into all of my finishes, is I got 2 more whips to share, I think. So I am in the process of making a pumpkin. I am using the Red Heart Hygge, Hygge, yarns for this one. I thought I was inspired to do this yesterday. And so that is mine. I am pretty much work up my pumpkins the way that I looked at a bunch of tutorials, tried one or two, pulled them out, and then decided to do this in a similar way to most pumpkins, but with a different stitch, because I don't want to see any gaps. And so I was trying to just perfect making the pumpkin and getting rid of all the gaps. So this one just needs a stem and some leaves, and it will be done. But I put it down and started another pumpkin, which I am making for my husband. And I think this is some kind of, I forgot to look up the name of this yarn, y'all. I had tried to make this yarn into a hat, and I found that it was too thick and too stiff for anybody to want to wear it on their heads. And plus the colors are like a team sports colors. And so I ripped it out. I could have probably just used it and made a pumpkin just the way it was, but I ripped it out and started again and decided to make a pumpkin in this Chicago Bears colorway. This will be for my husband. And we are from Chicago, so we, of course, are Bears fans here. I'm not into football, Pam, but my husband is, and I can appreciate people who are. So I know the football people are so happy right now because the NFL is back. So I'm making this one with a different stitch. So that one I made in a similar way, but with my favorite stitch, herringbone half double crochet. This one this yarn is so thick and bulky. I think it's like a number 7 or 6. And I'll put the name of it down below. I can't remember, or across the screen right here once I edit this. And but with this one, I tried to do a herringbone half double crochet, but it was a little much. So I'm just doing single crochets, back loop only on this one. So hopefully I'll get that done soon. These work up real quick. So I have been pumpkin obsessed. That will be the name of this episode, because I have been so obsessed with making pumpkins. And we can move on to my finishes, because I think those are all the only finishes that I have, because I kept making pumpkins last week. So the first one I tried is from Yarnspirations. It is called the Harvest Pumpkin crochet pattern, and I'll link it. It is also linked in our Hook and Stitch Live show notes. You can find it over there if I don't get it linked here. But that was, this is a written pattern. And also, Mikey from the Crochet Crowd has a tutorial. And I use Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the colorway pomegranate stripes. Now, what led me to the quest to make the other pumpkin is because even in Mikey's tutorial, when he's working his pumpkin, you can see all kind of gaps, and I don't want to see any gaps, man. And this is very lightly stuffed, so it's real soft. To me, it looks like a flower, but that's okay. It's a pumpkin. But you can, even with mine, as tight as I tried to be, I still see gaps. And I think because this used half double crochets or double crochets, I think half double crochets, and you can't get that density that you're looking for, so that you're not seeing anything. This is Red Heart Super Saver. I think the colorway might be chocolate. I don't know. Dark brown. So that's that one. That was the first one I finished, and then I went on the quest. And I found some tutorials, which I will, a specific tutorial I will link below, that I started to do, still was seeing the gaps, wasn't loving it. And so I followed that tutorial to a degree, but changed the stitch count, and I came up with this one that I made out of loops and threads. So you can see mine are uneven, like there's a big old bulge, and these are different. So I'm got to get better at, and it's because this one is not pulled tight enough. I can see that now. It is separated, but I didn't pull it tight enough. But anyway, loops and threads, impeccable on that one. Same yarn, Red Heart Super Saver for the stem. Let me take a sip. Sorry. Because I feel I'm going to start coughing. Anyway, so I went on from there. I had this yarn from Target, and I made another pumpkin out of that. And now you can see much better on this camera those colors. And I did the stem the same way. The stem is just I think it's single crochet, back loop only, little panel, fold in half, sew it together, and that's that. And then I decided I wanted to put some leaves on it, so I found a tutorial from Sarah Zimmerman of Repeat Crafter Me, and that's where I got the pattern for the leaves. And so that's that pumpkin. So you can see there is a difference in size, and the difference is that how long you make that starting chain. So I'm loving the look of a herringbone half double crochet, because you got, if you look close you can see, but it's pretty dense and it's pretty, firmly stuffed. Like if I had firmly stuffed this one like I did those, you would absolutely see gapping. So I stuffed this one much lighter. And then the final pumpkin I made, I used Yarn Lane or Loops and Threads Kai, K-A-I yarn. I think it's a number 3. This colorway was called Chocolate Mint. Oh, and for this stem here, and for the next one, I used Hirschner's Worsted 8 in the colorway Pecan. And I did the same for this stem. Now, which one of these? I think this one. This one, I just did a simple, a little tiny panel, about 1.5 inches of single crochet back and forth for like maybe 6 rows, and then folded it in half, rolled it up in 2, and twisted it a little bit and sewed it on for the pumpkin stem. Now these are odd because of the way that I was sewing, and this is like odd right here, and so is the other one. It's the same oddness. Can't find it on here, but it's the same weirdness because of the way that I was sewing. I was trying not to cut and sew. By the time I did this one, I figured out that I just needed to cut it and restart. And so here's the one that I made with the Kai yarn, which is like a number 3, and I used the same Hirschner's Worsted 8, and then I used some Knit Picks wool of the Andes, 100% wool for these leaves. And because I didn't want like the Kelly green on this one, I didn't want that Kelly green leaf, so I picked something more subtle and put that on there. So that is, I mean, all I'm gonna drop them right, all the pumpkins. I usually do a custom thumbnail, but that would be a good one. So that is actually all my finishes, all my whips. So let me move on to show you some things that I received in the mail this week. First, I want to show you this beautiful El Gray bag that I am now the proud owner of. If you are a part of Christy's channel, you know that somebody won something just like this on there, but I am fortunate enough to have been able to obtain one of these El Gray bags. As her tag is beautiful. She's got pockets all around the inside of this bag. She's got the handle there and the draw like that. It's also very much a boxed bottom bag. It's I don't know if it's fusible fleece, but it's a nice, and this fabric is like canvasy. It's a really good fabric, really good fabric. Lori Gray is impeccable in her sewing and her stitching, And I'm so grateful, Lori. Thank you so much for my beautiful, beautiful bag. I love it. And that is my El Gray bag there. So that came in the mail. I guess I didn't show you guys that, did I? Sorry if I did, but I love it. So it's okay to show it twice. Then yesterday, my husband and I and my son, we went out as a family for really the first time just to go out. Generally, either I'm going out or my husband's going out. It's mostly him. I have dared to go to a few craft stores, and then I had to take my son to get his glasses, get his eyes checked a couple weeks ago, and so I went out, and me and my son went out. And then on the other hand, there's times when my husband has gone out with my son, and we've taken like a neighborhood walk here and there as a family, which we're going to do more of this coming week, trying to get back on track. But my husband, yesterday, after I did everything I did a lot of stuff on Saturday, by the way. I did a lot of stuff this weekend. And after I was done with all of it, we decided to go out to Daiso, Japan. Now, I have mentioned Daiso. They are not everywhere, but they're probably in more places now than they were when I first discovered them. Because when I first discovered them, the closest one was a 20-minute drive away from here. Then one got opened up a 7-minute drive away from here. Daiso Japan is a Japanese dollar store, except it's not $1, it's $1.50. So most things are $1.50. And I forgot to bring my little mug over here. I'll show it to you another time that I also got. But I'm going to show you the few things that I purchased at Daiso. That's the one thing I really wanted to show you guys right here. So I told you my husband always goes in the craft section and finds me odd and fun things. And I went in the craft section, but I didn't buy like yarn. They had some. I didn't buy any more felt. They had some more of that. They had hooks. They had needles. I didn't buy any of that. But look at what they did have. I wonder what they call them. Well, there's no mark ring hook type is what they call it. But these are ring stitch markers. And I got these to go in a giveaway, guys. So this will be in a giveaway at some point. But yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's at least 20 of these in here. But that's a good deal for $1.50. So I got that. Then I found, I'm kind of worried about this. They had glue sticks. But they had the regular clear ones, but they had these white ones. And I thought, I'm going to give these a shot. I use glue sticks. But it says attaching, filling, and decorating. And then if you look at the picture, you see that they did use it to kind of decorate craft items. I just was getting it to glue stuff, so hopefully it'll work that way too. I've never used a white glue stick, so I'm assuming it's going to dry white. And maybe I should have bought it, but anyway, I just wanted to try them. Got those. I also got like they have cute little packaging type stuff. So I bought zipper bags, for mail and Happy Mail. And I bought this bigger size. And then I bought this smaller size. And so you can, let me see if I can show you how big these are. In case you have a Daiso and if you want pretty packaging. Yeah, so it's just a longer, this one is long like that. And then the littler one is just the same thing but smaller. Will be good for charms and stitch markers and that kind of thing. And these are really, really thin little bags, not like substantial at all. So every time I go there, I look at whatever kind of bags and packaging stuff they might have. And so I got this. This is actually for I don't really know. What is this for? I think it's for Happy Mail. It's called, they say paper cushion. I think I found it in like the party section. And I just got that for fun packaging for Happy Mail. And then I found these because everybody's a tea drinker. I bought these, and it is a silicone lid that you put, if you see that cup right there, you put it on the top of your tea and you plug it with the strawberry, I guess. You put the strawberry in as the handle. You put that in as the handle. So I got that one, and this is also for Happy Mail. And then I got and giveaway kind of stuff. And I got the watermelon one. That's it. That's what I got from Daiso. And then the last acquisition's been sitting behind me all this time. And I did purchase some fabric from Marshall's Dry Goods, which I heard about from Christy Cook over there at the Tito's podcast. And I found this chocolate paisley that I really like. Marshall's Dry Goods has really good prices. I wanted some fall type of fabrics for bags, which I need to make. And then this one, this choice I'm not that happy with, but I will make it work. But it was like, in the picture on the website, what you saw was that part. You saw that part. So I was like, okay, fall harvest. But it's a border, which I can still make work because it's such a clear and distinct border. So that is the top of it. And then you get to all of that at the bottom. So wouldn't have bought it probably if I had seen the whole thing spread out, but I actually found a tutorial and I have a plan for this and how to make this into a bag and really keep the pattern bold. So those are my things that I got. So that's it for that. I just wanted to say that, you know, since we had to move everything, I had to put my sewing machine away, and that's just so busted because it's going to be more of an effort to sew. But the nice thing is I spent the weekend doing a conference that was put on by a couple of people that I had met in the past on Instagram and that kind of thing. And it was a fantastic retreat that they put together, and it was supposed to be in person. And I probably couldn't have gone if it was in person, but it was called, if I can find my thing, the CAN Retreat, Creative Advocacy and Networking. And it was fantastic. It was a retreat for makers who are business owners, handmade business owners. And specifically, it was geared toward women of color so that we can support each other and help one another move forward in our businesses. We have we have obstacles that we are all moving through together, and particularly, small business owners, and we were all people of color, and it was fantastic. I mean, it was so worth everything. I couldn't have gone this year, I don't think, if it hadn't been online, but I do want to go because it would have been hosted at Middlebrook Farms, and this is a farm owned by Annie Choi, or Ann Choi. Is it Annie or Ann? I'm trying to get that together. Anyway, the farm would have been fantastic. We got a little virtual tour and we met the sheep, but she's a shepherdess in New Jersey. And she shears her sheep. The yarn that is prepped, and it's made into yarn eventually, and she sells her yarn. I'll link everything about her down below as well. But we got an opportunity to interact with people like Stephen West, the owner of La Bien Ami, which is a uh, yarn shop in Paris, and Jimmy Knits, who is a prolific designer of all things knitted. And I think she does a little crochet. And we got to interact with the woman who is the organizer and founder of Indie Untangled. And then Benjamin Levasseur. Now, if you don't know his name, don't worry, I didn't either. But I'm sure you've heard of Stitches. I'm sure you heard of Stitches West, Stitches Midwest, Stitches East, Stitches SoCal. Well, this is run by Benjamin's family. This is his family business. And, you know, in the knitting and crochet community, really in the knitting community on Instagram, the talk about inclusivity, representation, and that kind of thing, that all started last year. That all started at the beginning of 2019. So when, you know, so the knitting and crochet community has been doing some work. The Instagram folks have been doing lots of work, talking about representation, talking about things like being able to open up a magazine and seeing a designer of color stuff featured, or even seeing a model in those magazines that is a person of color. And when I say person of color, that's exactly what I mean, not just black, but people of color being represented. And so Benjamin Levasseur, I was so impressed, guys. This man is really serious about it. You know, it's not lip service. It's definitely something that he is all about in just who he is, not just jumping on a bandwagon. He has always been the type of person who was determined to fight for justice. And everything that he said was impressive. Everything that he talked about was super impressive and super, I was blown away, honestly. And it was exciting. It was just exciting to be there. Sorry about that. Anyway, wonderful event. And even though I probably would have sort of like been like, well, I can't really go because I would have had to travel, pay the fees, plus try to get there. After this, when this thing goes back to being something that you can do in person, this will be one of the priorities for me to attend. You know, for me, going to Rhinebeck, from what I can tell, I've never been, but it seems to be mostly about shopping, but standing in a whole lot of lines to do so. And yeah, you get to shop for some beautiful things, but it seems like it was like lots of people and you stand in line a lot. And maybe you get on Christy Glass's video, tell me about your Rhinebeck sweater. But for me, when I look at that, I never felt like it was something that I would want to invest in unless I moved where I lived closer. But to travel across the country to the other side, find some place to lodge, and then go to Rhinebeck, it's a lot of money just to get there and just to have some place to be and just to eat. Then you want to shop also. So for me, probably in my mind, I was like, I would never go. But this, I would do this. I will do this. I will be thinking about putting my pennies aside and allocating money so that I can attend it. It was so valuable. I got so many ideas about my business. I do have a goal for my business. I had a goal before I went to this retreat, but I realized after being at the retreat that I needed to sort of solidify that goal. And it was just fantastic. It was worth every penny I spent on it. And I enjoyed it. And I won a prize. I can't wait to share it with you. So anyway, when I said all that to say, when I think, oh, it's so much harder for me to sew now because my stuff is put away. I'm gonna have to drag it all out and then put it all away. But that's okay. I'm gonna do it because I do have a goal. I know where I want to be in the next 3.5 years, and I feel like I just feel jump started with all of the things that I'm trying to do. So anyway, the retreat was fantastic. It was a great decision to invest in myself. My husband's very good at investing in himself when it comes to his creative side. You know, trying to get books written or things launched, and he invests all the time and I never do. And I just told myself that no more. If I'm not going to spend them, I'm going to try not to be spending money on yarn because I ain't got no place to put any more of it. But I do want to be able to invest in myself, so this was my first step of investing in that. And so to that end, I decided that I want to take a formal sewing class. So I'll be looking for that next. Likely it's going to be an online class too, but there's just some gaps in my skills because I'm pretty much self-taught. I took one sewing class, and really it wasn't a class. It was the lady basically walked you through and stood there with you while you made your pattern, and everybody was making something different. And so it wasn't really like, this is how you match seams. This is how you get a clean 1/4 inch seam. This is, the technical things. I've learned what I've learned off of watching videos on YouTube. So I'm going to be looking for something that's a skill that I want to hone. And then there's other things that I will look into as well. But anyway, that was the weekend. It was fun. I have dragged out this video long enough. I didn't have that much content. I could have been finished 15 minutes ago. Anyway, follow me on Instagram at Kim the Crafty Nomad. I am Pettis Kim Knits on Ravelry. I have a Facebook group for the podcast, and I will link that down below. We do lots of good things over there. I think I have almost 180 members over there. I would love to get to 200. When I do, I shall do a little random act of okay, this is what I'm calling them, happy packages. How about that? I will be sending out a happy package when I get to 200 members over there on my Facebook group. Anyway, yes, watch, what am I saying? Watch Hook and Stitch Live. We do have a make-along going on over there. It is called A Stitch in Time, a vintage make-along, hosted by me and Christy from Creative Crochetations by Christy. Crochet Creations by Christy. And love for you to participate. Lots of activity in that group over there on her Facebook group, which I will link down below. And if you are doing a vintage project so it could be a vintage pattern, you could be using a vintage hook or needles. You could be using vintage yarn, however you want to describe vintage. You can enter any kind of stitching project into it, and we have some great prizes. We are drawing prizes along the way. Christy gave away a book, and we gave away a panel, a Raggedy Ann and Andy panel that was donated by Lori Armstrong. I will be doing a draw from the names on Instagram, which is, if you post on Instagram, you can do hashtag A Stitch in Time Mal 2020 is the hashtag. Yes. So I think maybe it's not 2020. I'll put the hashtag right here because I think I said it wrong. Anyway, I'm at 40 minutes, and that's going to be that for me. I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, keep it crafty. Bye, guys. Sorry. So I was cleaning up, and I realized that I forgot to tell you guys about a new thing that I picked up. And this actually, I showed it on the live. And this is called Bojagi. and it is Korean patchwork. So if you could see, that's what I've gotten so far. This is all hand done. And I ended up loving this. When I first started, I wasn't happy with it because I was like, hand stitching is not for me. This is going to be too difficult. But it's not perfect, but once you get started, it was so meditative. And I ended up really enjoying the process of the bojagi. And I believe so with the retreat, we were given this project that was mailed to us earlier, and we talked about what we had done with it today, and we saw some beautiful work that people had done. I mean, but it doesn't. This looks like stained glass because of the type of fabric that we use. Now you can do this with regular fabrics. It may not necessarily look like stained glass, but this totally does. So I am trying to figure out what I am going to do. I still have more pieces to add onto this. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to put that in so you guys would know about it. I'll put a couple videos into my show notes too, because I ended up, just looking for videos, and because I couldn't find it under the link that was provided, but I was still able to find it. So just wanted to share that with you. It was actually fun to do, and like I said, I still have several more pieces to add to this, and then we will see what it's going to become. Maybe it will become a little pouch if I can get it long enough. That's probably what it's going to become. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to interject. All right.